Hello gang, good to have you back again. Of course, if you're tuning in for the first time, I am the Articulate Grunt. Welcome to my channel. Now, Tuesday's City Council luncheon had two presentations. First off, Chief Williams of the Springfield Police Department gave a 3-month update on the city's new program where for, non-injury, insured, no issues or dispute, auto accidents, where the vehicles are still mobile, people can come and report it themselves rather than calling an officer to have to go and sit for an average of 67 minutes filling out reports, paperwork, all that kind of stuff, thus freeing up police officers to actually pursue crimes and serious traffic-related incidents and violations. Now, surprisingly, there were 2 or 3 complaints from the public back in August when it first started, and that was it. There haven't been any complaints so far since. And there has been 0 complaints from the insurance companies. Now, personally, the second one I expected. The insurance companies get the police reports, and it's one of those, here's what the officers laid out, here's the sketch and diagram of the accident, great, we're stuck paying out. If the drivers have to go and put everything in, the insurance companies can dispute it and try to get out of paying one side, the other, or both. So the lack of complaints from the insurance companies I was not surprised by. But here's a quick rundown of the stats. First off, officers reporting to crashes and the time therein spent down by 44%. Self-reporting of accidents by drivers here in Springfield up to 127%. Duh, if the cops aren't showing up and writing up reports and everything, you've got to go turn it in yourself, it's going to increase. Now, apparently, this also makes it easier for the city administrators and the police department to put in the reports, because rather than it going from the officer all the way through the chain and everything, citizen comes in, fills in the report, turns it in, and so it has saved 127 man-hours. Now, the actual officers on the street, in the 3 months it's been in effect so far, it has saved 896 hours. Think about that. That is 896 hours in 3 months that has been saved and freed up. That is basically an extra officer and a half added to the regular police force. That's some major benefit. Now, unfortunately, they have yet to get the online application up and running, so you can just go from your smartphone or from your home computer and put in your accident report, but that is still being worked towards, and they hope to get that up within the next 3 months. And finally, because they've got 800 plus hours freed up, officers have been able to focus on our high accident prone areas, the areas where we get people running stop signs, red lights, where we get our most accidents in the city, and we've actually had a reduction of 10% in the overall accidents for the city records. Now, some of that, admittedly, first thing that crossed my mind, some of that may just be a lack of reporting on the part of people. They're just not turning in the accident reports, not bothering. Part of that is more cops on the scene. You see an officer watching a particularly bad intersection, people are going to drive better and actually reduce accidents, save property damage, save people's lives. Now, the second presentation was from the Springfield City Fire Department. Something I had no idea was even an issue, but apparently rental tents, the big tents you see out front of stores when they're having blowout sales or like down at the farmer's market and things such as that, apparently there was a lot of loose regulations on how they're either staked down or weighted down, which has caused tent collapses, leading to a number of injuries. So, working with several of those who rent out the tents, a proposed change in regulation is moving forward, and an actual presentation will be made before the City Council at meeting for hearing and vote. And what it's going to do is require that the companies, rather than the people using the tent for weddings or whatever, actually put in and get the permit. Now, they've got to do it 24 hours in advance, or they get additional fines and such, because it's got to be inspected. Thus, the inspector has to be notified and put on a schedule. So, they get the permit. The people using the tent submit a floor plan, which can literally, as the regulation currently stands, to be sketched out on a napkin, scanned, and then faxed or emailed in. Now, previously, both the layout and the permit had to be done by the person using the tent. The vendor could literally just rent you a tent and go on happy about their business. This makes them more responsible for what they're handing out. They've also got to have somebody on staff who is certified in how to set up the tent, and thus also how to properly weight it down and secure it so it doesn't get blown over by the wind or picked up and sent flying down the street. Personally, I like this. Now, if they're late in that 24-hour submission, they don't get it in on time, it's an $89 late fee. And if the tent is up more than 30 days and this has to be re-inspected and made sure it's safe for public usage, that's a $54 a month fee to have it re-inspected. Now, in addition to this, to the expert I said had to be on site, in the company to show people how to set it up and everything right, the companies are also required now to carry liability insurance that those buying the tents can pay for, just like when you're getting a rental car. You purchase the tent, you sign off on the little insurance warranty, everything's good to go. Take care. Hope this found you well. Remember, get up, get out, and get involved. Nobody's stopping you from being your best and doing your best but you. Take care of yourselves. I am the Articulate Grunt, and I will catch you next time. Until then, out from here. Bye.